Joey, we're here.
We are back.
We got the coquito.
This is the most episodes I've done in a while, bro.
I know this is a record. Let's carry this into 2024. I mean 2025. Cheers.
Cheers. Salud to 4 years.
4 years of the podcast. Now, you guys probably heard the story a couple of times. Joey came on board in season 1. You were on the podcast. We did. Yeah. Ancient Construction. That was the episode. Ancient Construction.
That one did well, I believe.
It did do well. It was in the top 10, and it was good. I was you knew your stuff. And then I was like, you got to come on again. I think you came on again for another episode similar to that. And then you were like, yo, we should do this every week. And then we just ponied up.
Snowballed.
And it snowballed.
And here we are, recording.
And here we are with the video. That I wish we started early.
Yeah.
I really did. I really do wish that we started the video aspect a little early. I didn't realize it. Not that it's easy.
No, it's definitely not easy.
It's not easy.
It leveled things up a bit.
It's not easy. I got to do this before. A lot of it. But the editing the video and the audio, whatever. But people wanted to see us. Jimmy Brash in Parsippany, New Jersey. He's a very big fan of ours. Joe Nappy, one of my coworkers, big fan. Julian came on board listening. There's a lot of people that are listening and they like what we do. And I always say this, we're a mom and pop podcast about the strange and unusual. There's the big fish in the water. And I like to say that we're the mom and pop of the paranormal conspiracy podcast out there. And I didn't really realize when I downloaded Anchor at the time, because Spotify for creators had gone through a couple of names. Anchor, Spotify for podcasters.
You switched that saying up quite
a couple of times, yeah. And, one of my friends was doing a podcast about beers. Like, I forgot what it was called, like Drinks with Fizzle or something like that. So I randomly DM'd him one day and I said, How do you do the podcast? Like, how do you do? He's like, there's an app. You download it. All you got to do is record and you're good to go. You can that's it. So one day I was like, all right, let's try this out. Shot an episode, came to my parents, like we're here now in the basement, converted their whole basement into a studio. And I just sat with my phone and started recording a pilot episode. I used the soundtracks that they provided for me, whatever. Went back a week later. Next thing I know, I had like 40, 50 listens. I was like, wow, people listened to the pilot. That was only 15 minutes long. Took it to the next week. Talked about, I think the first episode that was ever on the podcast was about cryptids. Mm-hmm. And it got a good amount of listeners. And then I started doing it every week or every other week. And I remember it all too well, 4 years ago. And I think the exact date was December 22nd, 2020. Right before the pandemic. No. Right in the end of the pandemic.
So it truly is a happy birthday.
Truly is a happy birthday. Yeah. Yep. Truly. 22nd. Well, we're recording on the 22nd. The episode comes out. I'm going to push it, try to get it out quick for Monday night. But there's a lot of people that came on board. So it wasn't just you. You were the first.
I paved the way.
Joey paved the
pioneer
of the SWAB podcast. So Nick,
people were like, you know what? If Joe went on, I'll go on.
So Nick, he is a good friend of mine. We kind of lost touch for a little bit, and he was reaching out to me and saying that he was listening, and he would text me every day, and he would say, oh, good episode, this, and that. I was like, why don't you come on one day? Came on. He shot his knowledge load, and I was like, oh, this kid knows his stuff. And he was like, that was fun. I was like, would you want to come on? Could you come on, like every other week when we record every week? And then lo and behold, Nick came on, and he came on an investigation. And even though Nick's been MIA, we are going to phone Nick in.
Phone home.
Nikki, phone home.
By the way, today's episode is brought to you by Coquito, a Puerto Rican drink that will get your family nice and ready for the holidays. Just leave it away from your uncle and keep the knives at home. Drink responsibly.
And hide the chancletas.
Yep. Keep them away from your aunts.
That was good. Mother. Don't tell me you can't do. Don't tell me you can't.
That was off the cusp.
That was. You must have had. So there's mushrooms in here, right? There's mushrooms in here.
Threw a little shillelagh.
That's a
year lime's mane in there.
Almost a year anniversary for that joke too.
Yeah. That's crazy. Time flies.
Let's call Nick, see if he picks up.
Listen, if this podcast really takes off and this is all we do for a living, one of these days, if I'm able to leave my job because of this podcast, we'll do real shrooms on this episode. Like, we'll do an episode where we take some hallucinogenic shrooms. I swear to God.
Let's see. I don't know if this is even working. This thing.
Come on, Nick.
This is the first. This is the first time that I've done this.
Oh, I actually heard it on the headphones. That's
I have to turn on a setting. This is terrible. There we go. Yes. Sorry.
Sounds like it's doing something.
All right. So now I'm having issues making phone calls here. So, we're going to have to do this.
Just the regular way.
The regular way.
Throw it up against the mic there.
Yeah. It worked before. I did this. Malfunction live on the recording.
Yeah, it happens.
You want to call Nick there?
Yeah, let's see.
Let's call Nick.
He's gonna be, why the fuck is Joey calling me?
Thought that was gonna work flawlessly.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What up? Don't say anything inappropriate. You're on air.
Well, that's exactly when I should say inappropriate things.
I know it's been a while. We almost forgot what you look like.
It has definitely been a while. What's going on, fellas?
He just spiked my coquito with mushrooms.
And
of course he did.
Nick, we miss you, but we're bringing up.
You gave some to your mom. Check on her afterwards.
Yeah, this is true. We, it's the 4-year birthday, and we wish you were here drinking coquito with us. Yours was made with protein, by the way.
Of course it was.
It's here. It's here. It's ready for you. When you're ready.
First form coquito flavored protein.
That would be a crazy flavor. You got to talk to them about that.
That would be a really good idea, especially around the holidays.
So we're reminiscing on when everything started with just me, and then Joey came on board, and then we mentioned you, and it'd be only appropriate to call you and thank you for your services and your knowledge and your Nick's notes that a lot of people actually like. Waking up at 4:30 in the morning to go to Letchworth Village.
That was fun.
On the coldest day of August.
Better you than me.
Yeah, that was.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. We'll get you there one day, Joe.
It's gonna happen, probably. I feel it.
This season, the season 6, we got stuff in store, but we wanted to call you and just chat a little bit and say thank you for all the work you put in. If by the way, I did research, I did notes when I was recording by myself, but Nick takes it to another level. We literally have a pile of Nick's notes in the studio of almost every episode that he took part of with all his notes.
That's pretty sick.
It's insane.
We're gonna make a book.
So, we'll put them in frames. Start framing it around the studio.
So I know, what, people don't realize that when you do podcasts, some people wing it, but there's a little bit of research and writing that goes into episodes. Like, we got
you don't want to be dry.
You don't want to be dry.
Stuck with, some pandering.
So
some dead silence.
I used to just look up the subject and make my own notes. And then when Nick came on board, I was like, Nick, we're talking about this. And then I'd know whatever, my end. And then Nick would just come out with I remember the first 2 times he came on.
Nick is the human chat GPT, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
he just took out a piece of paper like back and front. And he's like, "These are my notes." And I was like, then we got into the Nick's notes. Do you remember how we came up with Nick's notes?
Oh, I think it was me. I said it. I said it on air. I said something
I
like,
think Joey said it on air, and then we started coming up with little gags of like do like
Yep.
an actual news reporter.
Yep. So we wanted to thank you. Your impeccable note writing skills. We've had Nick and I. We did our first like true crime episode for the podcast, which I think season 6 we're going to dabble in a little bit more. But that was an interesting episode.
little serial killer action.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely a creepy thing because it was more human than supernatural, paranormal. So when you get into humans, they're creepier than paranormal.
Yeah, humans are evil. And Nick, real quick, because we haven't really seen you, I just wanted to get your opinion while you're on the phone. What's up with these drones, man?
Distraction or weapon? What do you want? It's one or the other, right? It's not. It can't be anything other than those two options.
So,
honestly, I mean, the fact that they're all over the place and so consistently, I don't want to delve too deep into it, but we
saw some out tonight, by the way. You just got to get used to it.
When we talked about the UFOs, right? When did UFOs come out? We needed a news break. We needed to distract. When did UFOs go away? We needed another distraction. Well, how'd they come up and then go away? And then, it's amazing that at times of needed distraction, these things hit the news cycles pretty quick.
This is true. And actually, I was going to tell you guys together last night, I was driving back from my parents' house, and I saw something in the sky, and I zoomed into it, and there was a drone holding a bottle of First Form protein.
I knew it was fucking coming.
It was being delivered?
It was being delivered.
Fucking Amazon drone.
And on the back of the protein bottle, it says, Nick Farrago missing. If seen, please call SWAB podcast. But
you know what? That's probably the same driver of the same drone that was like Juan Soto missing from the Yankees.
Yes.
The Yankees decided-
There it is.
Listen, I'm a Yankee fan. So then they spent all the money that they were going to spend on Soto, and they haven't finished yet. I feel like there's still one or two things that they're going to.
We still got things cooking, baby.
Listen.
I feel like Bregman's going to be on the team. I don't know how I feel about it, considering his role in the 17 Astros, but
man,
whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if Bregman. I honestly think Bregman's coming to the Mets.
Think so?
Yeah, I don't think the Yankees are going to deal with him in the Astros. It's a trade. Would it be a trade? It's a trade, I think.
Trade,
yeah. I don't think they want to deal with each other.
The Marcus Stroman trade is what I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
Now you guys didn't like him too much.
Yeah, he didn't pitch well.
Yeah.
He lost his fastball. Yeah.
Terrible. But Nick, we wanted to call and thank you. We're doing this is just the first time we've ever done an episode on the arm. And we wanted to call you and thank you for all the work. And hopefully we're taking a few weeks off, so you're not missing anything for the next few weeks. We're going, we're riding this out to the end of January, taking a break, all of us. Hopefully in 2025, we receive the return of Nick's notes.
Yep. That's the hope. That's the goal, brother. Very shortly, all my personal stuff will be tied up and I'll be able to come back. I might not be on every week, but I'll definitely, once his personal stuff's tied up, I'll definitely be around a lot more.
No, understood. Family and personal stuff's first. So, you talk to me on the side. You let me know. We have this phone feature. I have a way to work it. I should have did something opposite. I should have used that to do that and record it on the phone that I have.
I'm going to leave the tech to you.
Yeah, that's what I should have did. That would have worked out a little bit better. But it would have been a little different, but we're doing it this way because, But Nick, thank you so much for everything. I hope you enjoy your Christmas.
Yes, sir.
Same to you guys and your families.
Christmas
and
crackers?
to our listeners. Yes, Christmas crackers. They are not
Edible. Yes.
Literally.
I will not eat Christmas. I've been eating a lot, by the way, because it's the holidays. I'm resetting everything.
You know what? It's that time of the year. I got it. We'll get back into it. Don't worry.
Resetting on Thursday. I don't celebrate New Year's. I literally start my whole nutritional, forthcoming on December 26th. Not January 1st, like everybody. Right after Christmas, I wake up.
Boom.
I take a massive shit. And then I start my diet.
I think that starts the diet.
That's exactly the day I started last year, thanks to Nick, by the way.
We will continue to push and be better and better. That's the goal.
We will continue. So, Nick,
about shit and pushing, you guys are.
Yeah.
You would put that together.
This is what happens when you don't have a topic to talk about, and it's just a celebration with Coquito. But thank you, Nick, and hope you have a good night. Hope you have a nice 2 weeks off, you lucky son of a.
Yeah. Well, it was. I'll tell you some interesting stories off air about how the 2 weeks leading to the 2 weeks off were necessary for the vacation.
Nice,
like extra necessary. So,
all right, buddy. Well, you go take care. Give the family my regards, and we'll see you soon.
Nick.
Yes, sir. Both of you have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We say Merry Christmas now. We can say that in America now.
We can say it again. It is.
The Coquito's kicking in.
The Coquito's kicking in. This is about to turn into the Joe Rogan podcast. All right, buddy.
Take care, Nick.
You better go before you get canceled.
Later, guys.
Later.
Bye.
So, yeah, Nick was very big for the podcast. And when he came on, a lot of people were like, yo, the episodes have a lot more information and the conversation is that much better. And sometimes it takes three people. We're like a tripod.
I was going to say that. I was like, let me not do this little.
No, it's like a tripod. If you kick a leg out, we all go down. and that's what Nick is. So now, another person that we met that has joined in the SWAB podcast is someone that came on in the Halloween season of 2023, and that was Joanne DiGesu. Now, Joanne DiGesu is a psychic medium. She has witchytip.com. If you would like to book her, she can do psychic readings and things like that. She was also featured on 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. So she has some limelight to her. But if you know Joanne personally, like I do, she is a very, very awesome woman, very kind, and she has been nothing but nice to myself and to all of us. And we went on a paranormal investigation, which is something that we did this season more than ever. Me and you went to Sleepy Hollow, and it was like kind of a one-shot deal. Yeah. This season, we've been to the Brewster, New York twice. We've been to Sleepy Hollow again. We've been to. I feel like I'm missing something. Like we've been. I went. Me and Bobby. Bobby's another person that came on board. One of our field investigators. You have to meet him. We went to Jersey to talk to another psychic medium. We've done a lot of filming and different locations. And this year, I got a really good place, very historic.
Nice.
Renting it for the night. We have to set a date for it. It's going to be a good one. So I'm going to let Joanne know. We are going to call.
I gotta take off like 3 days for that just to recover. I don't know if I'll sleep. Actually.
No, you'll be. You know what? This one is historic. And if it goes according to plan, it would be like at the end of winter, so it's not freezing. Because this place, I think, is not running. It's like an abandoned place They literally rent this place for paranormal investigators. And it's a little pricey, given on what you want to rent it for. But it's been featured on a few shows. And now that we have a full crew, like I have 3 guys that are there for research, like field investigating and filming. So the host, technically, I'm not saying this in any, trying to say this in any type of way, but if you, Nick, and me go, we can talk about what we're doing while those guys are doing what they're going to do, which is filming and using the equipment. And Jeremy and his brother Jason, they are on board now, and they shot the Brewster, New York Part 2 video, and they did a hell of a job. And Jeremy shot most of it while Jason was there, reading the room and using certain things, trying to debunk things. There's some things he couldn't debunk. There's some things that he did debunk. And if we do get to this place, I'm just going to say it, Rolling Hill Sanatorium in Long Island.
Boom. Done.
If we get there and we can make it happen, it's going to be like the biggest place I've been to. The biggest place I've been to, Gettysburg, Letchworth Village, Salem. Those are big places. But this would be like...
We talked about this place once, I feel like.
I think we've mentioned it. But this place would be huge. So, because this is not working the way I want it to work, here is the number. We're not going to read that out loud because everyone is listening and watching. So just type that in.
Somebody just zoomed in. Oh.
Yeah, right. Let's. We don't want to give Joanne's number out to the public, and we will get her on the phone this way. Just hold that bad boy up to the mic.
There we go.
All right. Speaker. There you go.
Hello.
Joanne.
How are you?
We are good. We're drinking coquito and.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm not there. I love coquito.
You're missing out.
You're missing out.
It's a good batch.
Oh no. All right.
We made some for
We'll get it
Nick.
next time.
We put protein in Nick's cookie.
And we did have one set aside for you with like basil and rosemary and all that stuff. But
I love that. And lavender and everything. Amazing. Perfect.
yeah, but we were reminiscing on this season because actually today, the day we're recording, is technically the birthday of the podcast, and we were reminiscing.
Happy birthday, guys.
Thank you. And we were reminiscing on this past year how we kind of like brought in a lot of people to the podcast crew. And we wanted to call and say how grateful and thankful are that you came on board and that you not only had you on episodes, but we went and did a paranormal investigation together, which was
Oh my goodness.
which was your first, and you did a hell of a job winging it the first time. It looked like you knew what you were doing, that you did it like all the time. So we just wanted to talk to you about like how it was doing that and being on board and the year you've had so far, and take it from there.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you both, all three of you, actually, for having me. I appreciate it, and I love being a part of SWAB as a returning guest. The first ever paranormal investigation was definitely interesting, to say the least.
It was.
Oh my goodness, it definitely was, and then to have done it again because we returned back.
Yep.
But me through FaceTime, but still had the energy there and present. It was definitely interesting. Again, very interesting to do, especially since it's outside of my comfort zone. So thank you for bringing that to me so that I
mean,
step
your
outside
comfort
of my
zone. I
box.
didn't even show up.
every
Kind of
event.
felt like we knew that was going to
Yes,
happen.
we were making jokes. I feel like every event that came up, Joey had some sly way to get out of it. We said,
His
Joey,
ankle, his thing, and everything was happening.
we're
to
going, Joey, we're
Just-
going to Brewster, New York. I can't make it. Oh, Joey,
the ankle was crazy.
the ankle was legitimate, yes, but
The
then
ankle was crazy.
we're going
it was
to
a real thing.
we're going to Letchworth Village. No, that was the ankle excuse. We're going to Brewster. I
I'll
can't.
send you a picture so you can pop it up for the followers.
Yeah, I can't make.
pretty
Yeah,
disgusting.
send it to me. I can't make it to Brewster. I can't make it to Letchworth. Joey, we're going back to Brewster. I can't make it. Joey, we're going to Sleepy Hollow. Sit on the Bronze Lady statue. Didn't show up.
I'm not bringing home curses, bro. I'm cursed.
There's
as
no
it is.
curse. I sat on her lap and everything is fine. I mean, I don't know, but
know,
yeah.
He doesn't trust
He's like,
it.
I
He's
don't-
like,
I
I
don't
still
know.
don't trust it. I still don't think that's.
I just got to see what happens to Billy, like a case study, like 3 to 5 years. What are
totally
the
get it.
side effects? You know,
Dead. Joanne, hush, don't say anything.
it's like the COVID shot.
She's
I was like, I'll wait.
she's reading. She's like, I can't say it. I don't say it.
I'm not gonna say anything. I have banishing oil. Whatever you need, you let me know.
Yes, thank God I gave that back to you. She left it in my car. I brought it in the studio. My dad was like, "What is that?" I said, "Banishing oil from Joanne." He's like, "Get it out."
Get out of the house right now. Make it go away.
Get it out. But and another cool thing that happened is not only did you do a hell of a job with the investigating, but you linked up with someone that I had on, another psychic medium, Danielle Taverna.
Yes.
And I really
yes.
wish that I was able to watch that, and it didn't pop up on my Instagram. And I was on my phone in my man cave, like ready to go on. But you guys linked up, so just tell me about that experience, because that's someone that the SWAB podcast has had both you guys on, and talk about that experience with her.
It was great. Honestly, I mean, I always like to speak to others who do similar work to me because we all do it differently.
Right.
So it's like what pops out the most. And what popped out to me the most, Danielle has great energy and she does the astrology part of things, which I do not focus on
Right.
at all. And so it was really nice to be able to link up with her. And she does also offer mediumship, which is great. I kind of pulled mediumship from my menu for now. So it was really nice to be able to speak with her and have her get a feel for my energy and vice versa. Because now when people call me for mediumship, I'm like, well, I have somebody for you.
Nice.
You know, and so I love being able to link people up that I'm like, you know, why don't you try this person? I'm not doing it right now. Try this person. And Danielle's great. I mean, she has amazing energy. So I would love to, you know, if Billy has any more, you know, paranormal investigation to do, for Danielle to join, because my rods love to absorb all of the things around, which I'm going to bring that up really quickly, how I had to, with the dowsing rods, when I was on a live after we did that paranormal investigation the first time when we went into the home, it gave the thumbs up on a live, and I didn't give a thumbs up. And I was like, okay, they're getting buried. We're going to get new ones now. It's amazing.
So you buried your dowsing rods?
I got rid of them.
Wow.
Yeah, those were gone. The ones that I took into the house are gone. They are replaced with new, fresh ones. I don't know. I don't think I told you that.
No.
Yeah.
Surprise.
It gave the thumbs up when I was on a live. And so I'm always interested to have, and that was the whole point of me saying that, it's always interesting to have somebody else who feels things, but maybe a little bit differently than I do.
Right.
That would be really cool if we could do it together.
So when we went there to interview her, she kind of surprised us. Bobby, our field investigator, she said that locally, right where we shot at this park, there was like a little hidden cemetery, and she took us there. And at the end of everything, she was like, "You guys got to come to Jersey. There's a ton of spots that we can come look at." So I will reach out to her for before season 6 and get some ideas, and maybe we can orchestrate something where we all go out to Jersey and do something spooky out there in Jersey.
That would be cool.
And there's drones out there too, so we can like do two things at once. We can.
It's like a 2 for 1.
Who
like
knows
what?
what's going on in
Joanne,
New
so
Jersey?
we've talked about spooky, psychic, and all that stuff. I have to ask you this question. What the hell are the drones? Is there like rosemary that you could pull out and tell us what's going on with these?
Like
What's
I
your
need some,
opinion?
like serious banishing oil and a huge like stick of like frankincense and myrrh for that. I have no idea what is going on with these drones. I mean, I have a feeling, but because I don't do worldly psychic work,
Right.
I don't really like to voice my opinion on it.
Okay.
But they're definitely not, I wouldn't say that they're, you know, I've seen some people be like, oh, extraterrestrial or alien. I'm not really feeling that for these drones at all.
Okay. And do you think it? And I won't. I'll save it here, so because you don't have to take it further. But is it anything biblical? Do you think?
Could be. Could be.
Biblical, because there's a couple of things out there. Like there's like this orb video that it looks like a spinning wheel type angel that's described in
you
the.
know, it's funny that she said that. There was a I watched a podcast the other day where they call them remote viewers. This girl said she was a remote viewer, and she was like remote viewing what's going on. She said the same thing. She was like, it's ours, it's the government. And she went in, but like, yeah, she said the same thing. She's not, it's not otherworldly, but she said that there is a possibility that there is an element to that they're, you know, monitoring or something like that.
Interesting.
But the drones themselves, when she remote viewed them, she was like, it's our government.
Wow. Well, Joanne, I just wanted to say thank you for everything, and we look forward to many more adventures in 2025.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Great job for 4 years. You guys are amazing. And thank you again for having me.
Of course. And we look forward to the new year. And with everything we got, we're gonna have a big team up. We're gonna be like the Avengers this year. Danielle, Joanne, Bobby.
Cue
Nick.
the Avengers music.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I'll
good.
give you a witchy tip, you know, whatever you want to bring in, right on a bay leaf and burn it.
No, we got to do it like, who am I? She's the Scarlet Witch, that for certain, you know. Like,
Exactly. We're gonna have the Avengers, and people. We're gonna go into a haunted house. You know, we're gonna do our thing, and at the end, it's gonna be.
amazing. I think it's amazing. It sounds great to me.
Well, Joanne, thank you so much again, and Merry Christmas, and enjoy your
Same to you.
with the family, and have a great New Year. I'm sure I'll see you next year many times.
100%.
All
Yes,
right.
I look forward to it. Merry Christmas. Happy
Christmas,
New Year
Joanne.
to all. Happy holidays, whatever everybody celebrates. And I definitely look forward to 2025.
And before you leave, Joanne DiGesu, psychic medium, witchytip.com. Go check her out.
Yes.
Go book your readings for the. I remember you said that Christmas week is your busy. It should be your busy week, right?
And right behind us, Apothecary Shop.
Yep.
There you go. So if you
there
need
you
some
go.
banishing oil, boom.
Yes. So go check out Joanne.
Boom, that's it.
All right, Joanne. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will be talking soon.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
All
Have
righty.
a great night.
Talk to you later. That's Joanne DiGesu, psychic medium. We it's nice too. Not only do we have a nice psychic medium crew now, and I'm going to reach out to Danielle Taverna. She wanted to do a collaboration and work on things. So we have the whole year of 2026, but it's actually nice to not have like all dudes, to have like a woman's touch,
Breaks it up.
because we can't have our girls come in.
Didn't you have Ashley's friend on your show once?
She did. Yeah, they came on the episode and talked at the end. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Ashley?
No, it was both of them? Or
Ashley,
no?
yeah, at the end of the episode, they all
Oh
talked.
yeah, they all we all got on.
But I'm saying that like having a girl in the crew, because our girls would not do this. Like if I said, "Hey,
No.
Amy, let's go on a paranormal investigation,"
We would need like thousands of followers for them to finally join the podcast, and then we're like, you guys don't even deserve to be here right now.
yeah, that's when we'll get like 20,000 views when the girls come on. You know what I mean? That's something that would happen. But I tell you,
That'd be a good title for an episode. Bring the wives.
that's what I wanted to do. I think I brought this up. I wanted to have one episode where we give them a topic. We'll give them pieces of paper and be like, "This is what you're talking about on the Say What Again. You guys are in charge tonight. You're taking our seats," and have Ashley, Amy,
We have 4 ports here. I have another mic at home.
and yeah, we do. There's 4.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, we just haven't had 4 people on yet.
Yeah.
But we'll have Ashley, Chrissy, Nick's wife, and Amy sit in the chairs, and we'll bring Joanne in. That'd be good.
Just let her loose on.
Let her loose, like sick 'em.
Just tell Joanne like personal things and shit. So she could really freak 'em
Yeah,
out.
like she might not read everything.
They're not gonna watch this episode anyway, so they won't know what's coming.
She called me a dick on my birthday. Bring that up. Tell her that was wrong. I didn't get my steak medium rare. It was overcooked. That'd be great.
like that.
That'd be awesome stuff. So, Joe, let me ask you this. So, what have you experienced like being on the podcast? This is something a little new for you. Actually, you've done a lot of new things
Yeah.
with me.
Honestly, it helps you step into like this chapter of your life where you just don't give up about anything anymore. Like not anything, but like you just don't give a about what people think. Like I'm gonna voice my opinion. You know how many people are like so like gun shy about talking in general, just about their personal feelings because they
Right.
think ridicule or what someone's gonna think of me or what they're gonna perceive.
Yeah.
And they rather just fly under the radar. I know so many people that don't have social media because of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's cool too. Like if you want to have like a personal private life, I respect that.
Right.
Totally.
I kind of wish that was.
But it is the podcast has given me this freedom to like, it feels good. Like almost like some kind of burden relieved off your shoulders to not really care about like what other people think and just have fun and do something that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're very intelligent. I'm not just saying this because you're my friend. I've known you for a long time. For as long as I've known you, you've always been, very smart. You know what I mean? You know your stuff.
That.
You do take the time to read different articles and different things. We'd be in the gym and be like, "Yo, I read this," and and then now that we share common interests, like maybe not much the ghost stuff, but definitely the conspiracies and the UFOs and stuff. Your stuff, and it's nice to have different attitudes, different characters on the podcast, and I think that's what actually helped the podcast is having a different character, a different voice, a different opinion, different intelligence, with you and Nick coming on and it's fun to shoot the shit every week. You know what I mean? It's and I think in the future for next year, which is in a week,
The juxtaposition of opinions is always what drives,
Right.
listenership.
I think we'll do
fun.
it every 2 weeks, and we let the episodes marinate so that we can really get a good topic. I don't think it's necessary to do it every week. When I started, I did it every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I let 1 week go by, and I actually researched, and then I did. And when the second week came, it was time to record.
Yeah, if you want to do one every week, we pop one out every week.
Yeah, or we could do something big happens like we did the other day. We weren't supposed to shoot an episode last week.
You just pop in.
We Monday morning.
Yeah.
That goes to show you how exciting our lives are. On Monday morning, we're sitting here talking about drones. Granted, there's 1,000 other podcasts that are
exciting. There's a lot of shit going on in the world.
Dude,
all simultaneously. By the way, and maybe we talked about this. Maybe I mentioned it. But did you hear that Google's quantum chip detected parallel, like it proved, or something to that effect, it proved parallel universes?
So you brought this up, I think, at the end of last episode, and I said season 6 is coming.
Oh.
And then I didn't look into it until I follow some guy. I wish I had his name off the top of my head. I follow him on Instagram and TikTok. He wears a cheese hat. Mm-hmm. And
he's like, Brewskis.
Yeah, hello, Scooby-Doo. Yeah, and he talks about, and he broke that down, that,
we gotta get that guy on the podcast.
Yeah, I think he'd come on. Oh, by the way, this is from an episode I did a couple of years ago, being that this is the 4th year. I did an episode about Scott Drummond. He had a near-death experience.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that episode I did it by myself. And I mentioned him in a few later on episodes with Nick or whatever. I did that episode by myself, I believe. And randomly, on the SWAB_podcast Instagram page, his daughter reached out to me. And I don't know if I could say what she told me in the message, but there's some stuff in the future that people get to learn more about Scott Drummond that will be happening.
Ah, interesting.
Okay, so that's most I could say without getting sued, because I don't know if I could disclose that information. So I could just say that much. That's good. And I asked her, I was like, would he be interested in coming on the podcast, where we would do this whole situation, vice versa, so it would work the right way, and
we'll figure it out.
We don't drink before we record. And he might come on, and he's a very interesting person. So there's been a lot of episodes, which leads me, because we're coming to the end, we're just shooting the shit, quick night, happy birthday, all that. What was your favorite episode?
It's a good question.
It's a very, as a host, you get to learn to ask tough questions.
I think it was when
Where were you the night of 1999 at that Diddy party?
I like those type of episodes where we have two opposing opinions. I think there was an episode where me and Mike were going at it.
Actually, yeah.
That was a fun episode.
So for those who don't know Mike,
I can say the things that I know, and he says things that hint, and then you almost kind of like come to a middle ground, like I'm totally not on board with you, but I see where you're coming from. So I feel like he felt that same way when he left here.
Let me break it down. When we had Mike on, Mike is a friend of ours, mutual friend. He had a TikTok page at the time. It was called The Angry History Geek, but now it's History Light with Mike on TikTok. So LITE, History Light with Mike. You can find him, and he talks about a whole variety of history stuff. And we had him come on and debate Joey about the pyramids and who built them, which still to this day no one knows. Mike swears they were built by the people of Egypt at that time, and Joey swears that there was an advanced civilization, not aliens, but an advanced civilization that was able to do what they did at that time. Which, I mean, if you really logically think about it, and they got that thing in Manhattan that I want to do.
Oh yeah.
I want to do that. I told you I won't go to Manhattan for anything. I would go there for that. We should do that together.
Bring some equipment,
because we're going to the Egypt, but VR. I could do that.
I'll do that.
No planes. Just going to Manhattan. That's good. That's a happy medium.
10,000 followers.
That's a happy.
We're actually going to Egypt.
That's a happy
boys.
medium.
We're going to Egypt, boys.
Yeah.
Strap in.
We're going.
Get it up there. Get the followers.
We'll bring the mics on the plane to tell them there's nothing to worry about. They're just microphones. We'll set up in front of the pyramids of Giza and shoot the episodes. That'd be nice. Yeah. But that's something we should do. But Mike came on and they talked about it. And that was a good debate. I wish that was on video.
That was a fun. The Marco Rivera episode was real good.
Trying to get him and his wife.
That was another one of my favorites.
I'm trying to get him and his wife to come on.
Discussion.
Trying to get him and his wife to come on for 2025 to talk about the health stuff going forward. Now there's a change in certain things going on, and have them talk about that because they're two. His wife won a lot of titles.
Oh yeah.
She won a lot.
Both professional bodybuilders.
Yeah,
phenomenally in shape still to this day.
I asked him to bring his wife, ask her because get a woman's take on certain things. We would talk about pumping iron, going to the gym and drinking protein, but now you get a girl's opinion to be. That's why I want him to bring his wife. So I'm going to ask him when I see him at the gym. Hey, does this work for you, this date? And we'll set that up. But yeah, that was a good episode too. Mm-hmm. Hearing Marco talk about stuff and some stuff that was unrelated to working out.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, do you believe in ghosts? That's when he's like, I gotta go, guys. I gotta train someone at 9 o'clock. I see him the next day at the gym. He's like, but no, that was a good. My favorite episode by far was last year's Christmas episode where we had the mushroom. I laughed so hard. That was like the hardest I laughed on any episode.
Yeah.
Because Nick was like, yeah, like the solstice, the winter solstice, and everyone experienced darker early, darkness early. I was like, no, not everybody. And he was like, you're right. And I was just pounding down mushrooms at the time, like lion's mane every day. And I was like, just turn to you so quick because I corrected Nick, and I was like, mushrooms. And you laughed, and because you laughed made me laugh. And there was no video at the time, but you could hear.
There's been some definitely edit-worthy clips.
Yeah, dude. If we had that on video, how I looked, it would have been just priceless stuff.
But now we're doing this, so it's a little bit better documented. It's just, it's the same thing, right? Essentially, but like YouTube is like there's this permanence in watching people where people put a face to the voice, right. Which
yeah, and then
it always elevates things.
We came late to the party, so if you guys are listening, which we do have a lot more people that listen because of the way we started, and we started late, we do have a YouTube page. Say What Again Billy. Head over to the YouTube channel, type in Say What Again Billy, and predominantly for season 6, there will be a lot of videos corresponding to the podcast. If you want to just listen to us, head over to wherever you get your podcast from and listen. If you want to watch us, head over to our YouTube page and throw it on and watch us instead of listening to us, And if you have something cool like Joey where you can watch things in your car, you can watch us and drive, which is very New York-esque.
Yeah,
You shouldn't do
listen.
that.
Why'd you tell everybody?
You posted it on stories.
Imagine we lived in like this really like dystopian well, we might.
Yeah, I don't know. 2025 is looking crazy, dude.
Crazy.
It's looking wild. I'm like, I woke up at 3 a.m. yesterday.
B cop. I know him, right? Like I work with these guys every day. I had something playing on the screen on the navigation instead of my navigation. I think it was on YouTube. It's probably Joe Rogan podcast. Some bullshit I had on there. And he looks in the car and he goes, turn that off, bro. And I laughed at him and he goes, I'm serious. And I was like, I couldn't tell if he was serious or not. I'm like, bro, we talked about this. I'm not. And then I laughed and I just pulled away. And then I saw him the next day and he goes, I was just fucking with you.
Yeah, but you can watch us now and you can listen to us. And, I wish we did this, like I said, I wish we did it a little quicker. Had I known, and we would have, it would have been probably a little bit better, but, we enjoy doing this, and it's something, different faces to a topic in category that a lot of people talk about. It's hard to start something and some people blow up quickly. They have the means and the assets to do it. And the way I started, I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't even have a microphone when I started. I used my phone and I just recorded and figured out how to do everything.
We even did a couple episodes with your phone, me and you.
Yeah.
It was just right in the middle of the table.
Yep. And
just phone out.
We had no idea how to do things. And, some people can come onto the scene.
Just evolved, man. If you guys want to try or venture out on the path to doing something like we're doing, just take the first step, because that's really what it takes.
Yeah.
But then you got to stay like consistent with it.
And don't give up. There's been many times that I wanted to give up. was trying to figure out how to get better recording. And believe it or not, what people don't know, believe it, because we mentioned it a few times. In the beginning, we had wireless mics hooked up to the phone, record, upload it, and air the episode. And for the most part,
It worked.
90% of the episodes came out like we were talking on these mics. Obviously, these are way different. They're clearer, more, crisp sound, and you can do video with it. And then we had the point where everyone wanted to see us video. And we were like, yeah, we got to buy mics now. Like, legitimately, if we're going to do video. We tested out the wireless mic on the stand. That didn't work. It was,
that would have been really cool if it worked, though, because the idea is great.
Yeah,
It just unplugs everything. But
And we had to, pony up some money. And we bought these mics, which I won't mention the name because I don't want to be that guy. But we bought these mics that are advertised a lot on social media. And if you look back at some of our other videos, you could see them. So then I don't have to say it, but you could still see it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And they didn't work. They cut the sound off at the end. And
probably software issues.
The idea is good.
Yeah.
That's really good idea. But it's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
The battery life, it died fairly quickly. I charged them. They'd be dead by damn near dead towards the end. But the ending of the recording got messed up where I had to cut a very big episode short.
You know what I think? I think if a company with bigger money, for lack of a better word, but company with bigger money tries to buy them out or replicate it, it's a done deal. That's going to be definitely the future of podcasting.
But those mics kind of fucked up some of our episodes because I had to cut I had to cut an episode or 2 episodes short and explain why they're cut short. And I was like, this sucks, And then we got these, and I realized after one try and learning different editing this is
the way to go.
So, moral of the story is, we may not be the biggest podcast. We may not be the most viewed or listened to, but we are a podcast and we enjoy.
Hard, man. We got hard.
We have
just
to
giving Billy just the most
motivation
work of editing to do right now.
Yeah. I missed a few too in the last video. I missed a couple of F-bombs. I was like, fuck.
I'm mad. It's there.
I don't think YouTube does anything.
No, they don't do anything. But let's say we were monetized down the line, we get monetized. I think that if it goes over a certain amount of F-bombs, they take you off, from monetization for that episode. Not completely, but just you won't be able to make money on that one episode.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're not there yet.
It is. We're not there yet.
And
then eventually,
we're not there yet.
Now he's just dropping them freely. Here we go.
No, I've been good. I've been very good. You noticed that?
Yeah.
I used to drop a lot of F-bombs and I've been very good about it. But moral of the story is 4 years later with many obstacles and hurdles. And obviously when you record, you got personal things going on in your life. So you have to, your family or your wife or your husband might not like that you're going out once a week to record or going to a spooky haunted house or going to walk a cemetery. You deal with a lot of stuff. And if you really love something and you want to express it and do it and tell everybody, you got to stay with it. And when I started and I kept it going and I ended season 1 and I got to 1 year and 2 years and now we're at 4 years. And now we have a decent following on Instagram. We're not 10K, 20K, or even near 1 million like other celebrities in the limelight, but we have real organic followers.
That's something to be proud of.
Who followed us because they liked the content. So we have 6,000 something followers, and those 6,000 something people, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. They're organic and they like us. And we're hoping that 6,000 followers and listeners tell people about this mom and pop podcast where we have these usually 3 faces that talk about the weird and strange. And I'll tell you this, before we end, I have went back.
People like the weird and strange, they just don't like to admit it.
Right.
And they're like, damn, it satisfies an urge for some people that they don't want to admit. They don't talk about it with other people. But they'll listen to stuff.
Everybody has a story. You know that? Everybody has a weird story. And I'll tell you this much.
Whether it's aliens or
ghosts or biblical or a religious story, things like that, like miraculous. But I went back to a few of our clips that we've done recently. And I went back to past episodes that are on the top 10 that I did by myself or whatever. And like the Andrew Dawson, the Giant episode, did that by myself. It's one of the top 10 listens, played episodes still. And, some of our content is not bad. I'm not just saying it because it's you and I or all three of us when Nick is here, but we have good conversation.
Yeah.
And I really do feel that if people listened and more people, like if you shared our content, like follow and subscribe and all that fun stuff, other people might be like, they're not too bad. And I don't feel you need big money things because there's podcast. I can't say the podcast name. Joe Rogan, everyone says Joe, but there's other podcasts out there. One of them that came on the scene way after us, and they blew up. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
they blew up. They had the setup. They have the means. They have the editing. Listen.
Right.
Sometimes
we're the slow burn, baby.
We're the Mets. They're the Yankees.
Listen, speak for yourself, bro.
Sometimes you get outplayed, but the moral of the story is we enjoy doing it. We enjoy conversations, and I want to thank Joey on camera. Thank Ashley for excuse the left. Thank Ashley, his wife, for allowing him and putting up with me, basically stealing her husband every week, or and taking him to places and things like that. So but we enjoy doing this, and it's once a week, and our investigations are like once a month or 2 months. Let him go to Rolling Hills Sanatorium, please. I'll do it on a day where I know he's off.
She's like, I'm hearing things in the house now ever since you went there. That's what I'm going to be dealing with at home, bro.
Well, Amy leaves like literal gallons of salt at the door.
And I take your clothes off right here.
I'm like, I hope you
don't come in here with those.
I'm not cleaning that.
She sets them on fire.
Yeah. So, but Joanne's a psychic medium. She's burying dowsing rods. She came to the haunted house and buried the dowsing.
She's like, no, these got bad juju. I can't even bring these to the next
That's crazy. I mean, I just left the house. I'm like, all right. I got work tomorrow. She's burying like tools and stuff,
Meanwhile, the ghost is like handing you your tools on the way to work and shit. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, how did I get that? Where did I get that? Who gave that to me? But it's fun, man, and I'm looking forward to this year, and hopefully we get a lot planned, and we more fun stuff, and of course, none of this would be possible without Spotify for creators.
Oh, creators.
Right. It's creators. First it was Anchor, then it was Spotify for podcasters, and now it is Spotify for creators. And if you don't know about them, it is a free app that allows you to get your podcast idea
out there.
If you have a phone, tablet, or computer, download Spotify for creators to get your podcast started. And thank you to my co-hosts. I'm just going to drop a few names. Joey, Nick,
yes,
Joanne. I'd like to thank Bobby, Jeremy, Jason, our sound guy who made the awesome intro that we have, Joe Valentino. Thank you. I'd like to thank Danielle Taverna, Joanne DiGesu, all our guests, Leslie and Stephen Shaw. Stephen Drew.
We didn't forget you, Dario.
Yep, Dario. Oh, damn. I almost forgot Dario. Dario's another.
Those been some good episodes.
Too, Dario Anthony. He came on as a repeat guest. I forgot I was going all spooky. Dario doesn't do spooky.
No, we did Hollywood.
Yeah, we did. Dario.
Or religious.
So I apologize, Dario Anthony. He's one of our repeat guests, and he's an actor, and he's a writer. We had some really good conversations with him. One of his episodes is top 10 as well.
Yeah. Definitely like on my top 3, like at least one of those episodes that we did. He actually blew my mind with one thing that he said once. I was like, boom.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, man.
So Dario, Joanne, Bobby, Jeremy, Jason, Nick, Joey, Danielle Taverna, all our guests that were on, Stephen Drew Phillips, that was one from, was that last year? I'm not even sure. I don't remember that. But a lot of our guests that came on, we had some really good guests, really good episodes. It was a good year. And next year, we'll be back. Ready to go? Joey's going to go on a paranormal investigation with us.
Fucking hell.
It'll be baseball season. We could talk about Juan Soto.
fucking striking out, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
If he fucking eats it, man, you're just gonna hear me all season long on this
Listen,
podcast.
I don't-
I'm gonna be adjusting like Soto.
I can't think of him being good for so many years and just coming to the Mets at a young age of 28.
That would fucking suck for you guys.
And
man. I'd be
20
like, yo, you guys, that's it. You're cursed. That is it.
Yeah,
If
I
that
can't
fucking
imagine that happening. But
Billy would just be like, he just fucking setting his hat on fire in the middle of the podcast. It's over.
I'll ask Joanne where she buried the dowsing rods and bury my Mets hat right next to it. That's what would happen. But everybody, we'll be back in a few weeks. We are going to take a well-deserved break. We're going to enjoy the holidays with our friends and family. And until next year, that has been another episode of the Say What Again, Billy podcast.